So now I'm going to give you an experience of tapping. But before I do, I want to warn you that for some people, this technique can be very powerful. It can release tears. And when you tap and tears are coming, I want you to know that those are holy tears. That they're purifying your heart. And they're helping you come back to life. So it's nothing to hide or be ashamed of. It's just that you're coming back to life. Some people will yawn, big yawns, as their bodies release through the breath. Some people will feel strange little pains moving through their body, energy moving. Where we have stored these dark things, like dark little animals. In my country, we have cockroaches. Do you guys have cockroaches? You have these bugs that come in the night, and they don't eat you, but they eat your food, and they're disgusting looking, right? But when you turn on the lights, they run. So these little pains are like those cockroaches. We're turning on the lights, opening the windows, opening the door, and they're like, And finally, they're like, okay, there's no place to live in here anymore. And you don't need to be afraid that those energies will go to other people. They are recycling right here inside your own aura. And you're getting your life force back. No matter how long it's been stored in darkness. It could be thousands of years. It could be 50 years. When you bring your love there, and you bring divine love there, you get your energy back, and you heal. Some people experience physical healing when they do this work. Many, many people do. Because a lot of what creates physical pain is emotional pain that's been repressed, smiled over. And the back hurts, and the throat hurts, and the head hurts. And you bring love, and you accept the situation, and your body heals spontaneously. Yawning, laughing, is also a form of emotional release. It's fully okay for you to laugh or cry while you're having this experience. And it's also okay if it doesn't move you at all, and you just have awarenesses coming and realizations. However your body needs to process is right for you. For some people, it makes them very, very sleepy. Like they can barely stay awake. Because some part of them is in fear of letting this go. And it's easier just to completely close your ears and fall asleep than to change. So if you're feeling very sleepy, it's okay. I would ask you to stand up and move to the side so people can still see if you're about to pass out while we're doing this. Okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to tap on me, you're going to tap on you, I'm going to give you some words. And what those words do is they go into your brain and into your cells and into your DNA, and they look for this corrupt information. These old useless files that are creating these malfunctions. And we're going to bring empathy and love to what's written there. And we're going to just say it like it is. It's not going to drive the pattern deeper. And there's no fear of embarrassing ourselves. We're here. We're one people. We all have the same fears and feelings. And you'll see that in just a minute, that really nobody's hiding anything from anyone. We're all in this together. And we're going to heal it together. We're going to take each other by the heart and bring ourselves back to heaven. Something that you are afraid will happen if you stand up and put yourself out there. For me, I was afraid they would kill me. What are you afraid of? One thing. Got it? Now ask yourself how intense that fear is. From 1, which is like, nah, to 10, which is like, I can't move. How intense is that fear for you? Shout it out so I can hear the numbers. 10, 6, 8, 1. Pick something more intense for you so you have a better experience. Pick a real fear, not just like, well, it kind of irritates me. Something that would really stop you from achieving this. Would your parents disown you? Would your children laugh at you? Are you afraid that you would have to give yourself to God so completely that you couldn't finish the other things that you've committed to? Here we go. Repeating after me, massaging the front of your chest. I'm going to give you some words. You say the words, and we're going to bring love to the situation and see what happens. Are you ready? Can I hear your voice? Yes. Thank you. Ready? Here we go. Even though I'm afraid of, and then if you're brave enough, you can speak your fear. And if you're feeling a little shy, think your fear loudly. Let's try it again. Even though I'm afraid of. We've got 2 brave people over here. Tap your eyebrows. That's okay. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the temple. This fear. Big breath. Think about that fear again. And breathe. We're going to touch that fear while we're touching love. And watch what happens. Tap the cheeks. This fear. It's stopping me from taking action. Big breath. Tap under the nose. This fear. Think or say your fear again. This fear, what is it? Tapping under the lips. This is stopping me from changing my world to be the way I want it to be. Tap the chest and breathe. Tap the front of the ribs. This fear in my body. So tune in. Where do you feel the fear in your body? Do you feel it in your stomach, your chest, your neck? Where do you feel it? Yep. Tap the side of the ribs. This fear. And remember, you can cross your arms and do it if your womanliness allows you. This fear. Big, deep breath. Tap the inside of the wrist. Even though this stops me from taking action to change my world, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the thumb, this fear. Big, deep breath. Tap the index finger. I'm open to loving and forgiving myself. Say it loud. Even though this fear has paralyzed me and blocked me and made me feel sad. Tap the middle finger and breathe. Tap the bottom side of the 4th finger. Even though I'm afraid to let this go, because if I did, I might have to do what? Fill in the blank. You might have to do what? If this fear is gone, what might happen? Tap your little finger. Part of me is protecting myself from. What are you protecting yourself from? This fear is trying to protect me from what? From humiliation, from embarrassment, from shame, from losing something. Tap the side of the hand. This fear thinks it's helping me. Tune in and see, is this fear really helping you? Is it creating the very thing you're trying to avoid? So this brave woman on the front row said her fear was protecting her from humiliation. And when I hold on to fear, how do I feel? Humiliated inside, to myself maybe, because I judge myself. Tap the top of the head. This fear, tune into it again. See if you can still feel it in your body. Do you feel it in your body? Yes or no? It's changing. I'm hearing not so much. You seem surprised. What happened to this powerful fear that was stopping you from being the change? You tapped on your head and it's melting? How strange. Tap your eyebrows. Even though part of me is terrified of standing up, tap the temples, and taking my power. Because I've been taught to be quiet, to fit in, to be respectful, to know my place. Tap the cheeks, breathe and make some sound. Tapping under the nose. I've been taught to hold back. Tapping under the lips. I've been taught to hold back. Tap the chest. Tune into that fear again. How strong is that fear now? Loudly? What number would you give that fear now? 0? Show me with your hands. 5, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2. Wow, you guys process so fast. Yeah, yay meditators. I have never spoken to an audience who was into meditation. And every person I've done some private sessions while I've been here with processes like this fast. You guys are amazing. It makes me want to come back and be with you more. Yeah. Tap the side of the ribs. Even though I've been telling myself, so tune in to a limiting belief. Okay, now tune in to a limiting belief in your mind, tapping your wrist. What have you been telling yourself? Or what did you hear yourself tell yourself when you said, I want to make this change for the world? What negative thought came up to say, I don't think so? What limiting thought came up? Shout it out. Be brave. Not good enough. Huh? I'm too young. I will be left alone. It's too late. I can't do it. I can do it. That's not a limiting thought. I'm looking for limiting thoughts. She's already on the other side. It's good. How could I? The ways of dogma are there for me. Okay, tap the index finger. Ready? Everyone choose your limiting thought and focus on it. Part of me secretly believes, and then say your limiting thought. 1, 2, 3. Part of me secretly believes that, we'll say it together, there's safety in numbers. Ready? We're going to say it out loud. Part of me believes that, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Tap the middle finger. Even though I secretly tell myself, what? Say it again. Limiting belief. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Even if I believe this till the day I die. And I might. Tap the little finger and breathe. Make a choice. Do you want to take this thought to your grave? Because you can. I can't stop you. Nobody can stop you. Tap the side of your hand. I forgive myself for being afraid of taking my power and creating change in this world. Big breath, make some sound. Ah! Good job, everybody. Tap the top of your head. I love and accept myself. Even if I'm terrified. And telling myself what? Telling myself that I can't do it. Say your thought. Come on, everybody. We can do this. Telling myself what? That I'm too old, too young, too fat, too lazy, too tired, too poor. Tap the eyebrows and breathe. Tap the temples. I love and forgive myself. Even if I secretly don't. Big breath, make some sound. Tap the cheeks. I'm releasing this fear that's controlling my life. Good job. I'm seeing it coming out of your bodies. Tapping under the nose. This fear that's been controlling my life. Tap under the lips. This idea that what? What's your limiting belief? This idea that I'll be alone. This idea, say it out loud. Come on, you can do this. There's no shame here. This is a healing. This limiting belief that I picked up from where? From who? Who told you this? My mother? My father? School? Religion? Who told me this? Shout it out. Where did you pick it up? I picked this up from... Tap the front of the ribs. Great. Even though I picked this up when I was how old? Picked it up when I was 5? 15? 10? I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the ribs and breathe. Tap the inside of the wrist. Now, the reason I'm asking you these questions while you're tapping is because it's doing a search function like in a computer. How old was I? Where did I pick this up? Oh my gosh, here it is. It's going into all those files. I'm not just trying to stir you up. You're actually changing your brain structure. Tap the side of your thumb. This belief. Think about it again. What is this limiting belief? Say it out loud if you can. Is this same belief controlling other areas of your life? So if you release it here, do you think it would change other areas of your life as well? Tap your index finger and breathe. Even though I'm afraid to change this belief because it would change my identity. It would change my capacity. Tap the middle finger and breathe. I love and forgive myself. No matter how long I've held on to this belief. Tap the bottom of your fourth finger and breathe. Think again, how long have you held on to this? When did it start? Since you were a child, maybe. Tap your little finger. I'm allowing myself to update this belief. Tap the side of your hand. What would the opposite of this belief be? So it's going to be a positive belief. It's the opposite of this. If you're telling yourself that you're too old, it would be, I'm just the right age. If you're telling yourself that there's not enough time, telling yourself, there must be a way to find the time. The time is here, divine timing. So shout out your positive belief. Tap your head. What's your new positive belief? I can do it. I'm more powerful. I'm good enough. Nothing can stop me. Tap the eyebrows and breathe. Make some sound. Ah. I'm tapping the temples. I love and accept myself. Tap the cheeks. I'm installing a new belief. Even though this old belief has been so strong. Tapping under the nose. What's the old belief? This old limiting belief? Say it again. Because every time we say it, we're touching it. And every time we touch it, we can change it. But if you ignore it and deny it, you can't touch it. And when we touch it, we bring love to it, because we're in a space of love and empathy right now, which is a very powerful space. And all that fear and all that shame and all that pain has a place to heal. Tap the front of the ribs. What's your new positive belief? I'm good enough. It's possible. Tap the side of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to let this new belief guide my life. Tap the inside of the wrist, even if it completely changes who I think I am. Big breath, make some sound. Tap the side of the thumb. So think about it. If you let yourself believe this new belief, would it change the way you walk? Would it change the way you talk? Would it change the way you're sitting right now? I want you to sit like this new belief is true. How would it change your posture? Everyone's sitting up a bit taller, heads up. Okay. So your body is now getting the information. Because you're changing, you're saying, this is body, how this belief feels. And the body's like, oh, I like this. Tap the index finger. I'm giving myself the possibility that this new belief is more true than the old belief I picked up from who? Tap the middle finger and breathe. I'm open to forgiving the people who taught me to doubt myself. They doubted themselves. They were taught that they weren't good enough. They were hurt by people who were hurt. Big breath. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm doing this for myself. And for who else? And for my mother, my father, the people at school, the people who invented the religions that suppressed me. Who else? I'm doing this for everyone involved. For everyone who suffers from this same belief. All the men, all the women. Tap your little finger and breathe. Make some sound. Tap the side of your hand. I love and accept myself. I'm changing my culture right now. Right here in my body. Right here in my belief system. Right here in my blood. Tap the top of the head and breathe. I love and accept myself. Tap the eyebrows. I'm giving my body permission to release this. Tap the temples, even if it changes everything. The way I sit, the way I talk, the way I spend my time. Tap the cheeks, breathe, and say your new positive belief. What is it? Tap under the nose. Does it feel easier to say now? Does it feel more true? Say it loud so I can hear you. Congratulations, you're changing the world. You are now being the change you wish to see. Tap the chest. So with this belief, let's go back to your original intention. Is it easier to imagine yourself taking action on this intention to bring this peace to the world that is touching your heart to bring? Does it feel more possible if this belief is solid? Tap the front of the ribs. Who's feeling physical changes in their body right now as we're tapping? Raise your hand if you're feeling physical changes with energy in your body. Keep your hand up and look around. I would say about 2/3 of the people are feeling physical changes. Okay, that's good. I want you to see your family healing themselves. I'm not healing you. Love is healing you. And you're choosing love with your courage. You're trading embarrassment and shame and fear and pain and cultural conditioning for truth, love, beauty, and right action. Tap the side of your ribs and breathe. I'm allowing myself to experience my power. Tap the inside of the wrist. Even if it feels safer just to think about my power. To study those who have power. Tap the side of the thumb. I'm allowing myself to experience my power. Even if I'm the first one in my family to truly experience her power. Big breath, big sigh. How are you feeling? I could do this all day with you, and I would love to. Okay, so let's pause for a second. And notice how your body feels.